Making his way into the ring is Yorkshire's Darren Snow, 35-year-old, preparing for his 24th professional contest tonight. What has been a busy 2017 so far. See that owl tattooed on the left shoulder of Darren Snow, big Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now to the ring from Chatham, Kent, Jordan Dennis.
And here comes Jordan Dennis, 5'10" boxer who weighed in at 12 stone 11 pounds yesterday, preparing for his third professional contest after making his debut this time last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 4 3-minute rounds of light heavyweight action brought to you by David Hayes, our Haymaker Ringstar Promotions. On the bell for this one, our timekeeper, Mr. Nick White. Referee in charge, Mr. Mark Bates. Introducing in the blue corner, wearing blue with black and white trim, weighing in at 12 stone 11 pounds, comes to the ring this evening in his 24th professional contest. From Dinnington, Yorkshire, Darren Snow! And in the red corner, wearing the black shorts with orange and gold. On the scales, 13 stone even. Brings to the ring a perfect record. 2 contests, 2 wins, 1 win inside the distance. From Chatham, Kent, Jordan, the Menace, Dennis!
Okay, gents, you both know the rules, so you know what's expected. When I tell you to break, take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Do you understand? Good luck to you both. Touch them up.
Seconds out.
So we're underway then. 4 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. This one being contested between boxers from Kent and Yorkshire. The man on the front foot wearing the rather dazzling, predominantly black trunks trimmed with orange is Jordan Dennis, nicknamed Da Menace, that's D-A Menace. And his opponent is Darren Snow, aka Snowy, from Dinnington in Yorkshire. In his 24th professional contest tonight, he brings to the ring a record of 5 victories, 17 defeats, and 1 draw. His opponent, Jordan Dennis, has made a perfect start to the professional career, which began in October last year. After a rather decorated amateur career, a career in the unpaid code, the term amateur has been removed from the acronym of the governing body that runs Olympic boxing, and it's a loose-limbed, free-flowing start by the undefeated prospect.
One thing Dennis does very well is control the ring and work the body. You're seeing both of that right now. More often than not, he's choosing to finish with that left hook to the liver. Snow, a very tough customer, a guy who's got a chin of iron, but right now he is being pressed on the back foot and the geometry being cut off courtesy of that handiwork from Dennis.
Continuing to pick his punches very well is Dennis. Doing things pretty much as he likes, leading with the right hand on occasion, out of that orthodox stance, and then doubling up the left jab to both head and body. Snow taking the long route around the boxing ring, as Dennis continues to invest in body shots, targeting beneath the right elbow once again. It's notable there that Snow dropped his elbows just to protect that rib cage, which had just been targeted effectively by Dennis through these first 2 minutes of this first round. Left uppercut through the middle was a nice shot.
Snow has a ton of experience, though. He's been there, done that. And I think one of the key things he's going to need to do is survive the early pressure. He's had a disciplined guard, but I think he needs to earn the respect of Dennis at this point.
So shaping up nicely is Jordan Dennis, but there isn't much coming back in his direction in terms of offense from Snow. So complacency will be a danger that Dennis has to guard against here. See his right hand dropping further and further down by his pecs, and a cagey veteran like Snow could well whip over a left hook, so he's going to have to remain concentrated, is Dennis, to ensure that he doesn't get caught by a sneaky shot from Snow.
Dennis has been very effective throughout that round of using his head to load up on shots. That's been a great first round. So really recapping some of the action, I've got that round going to Dennis, and that handiwork really showing good volume and finishing with that left to the body was probably one of the keys to winning that round. Here you see some good response there from Snow, but more often than not, Snow was forced to back up, cover with a good guard, but eat those body shots. And as you alluded to throughout that round, Ronald, he was starting to feel the pain to that midsection.
Yeah, use your hand right now. Yeah, feel right? You're looking good, but you can see more sharp.
Second out, round 2.
So we're into the second round then. Dennis, who had that decorated career in the unpaid code, representing England as a schoolboy through to the senior ranks, winning a couple of multi-nations tournaments, junior ABA success as well for Jordan Dennis, and he's looking to put all of the apprenticeship that he served in the vest to good use in the paid ranks. Snow looking a little bit more aggressive to begin this second frame, getting onto the front foot and trying to walk Dennis backwards, something that Dennis didn't have to do throughout the entire first 3 minutes.
The consequences for Snow here is if he gets backed up like that, his stance gets broken. He can't really absorb the shots as effectively as to comparatively when he's in open space here with a more proper stance, the feet out the way they should be. I think Dennis knows this, but may have been surprised by some of that forward pressure from Snow. Snow needs to make sure he continues to set things up, lead with that jab, and not get caught in places like this.
Well, retreating to the ropes voluntarily once again. And when he goes to the ropes, as many fighters invariably do, find themselves in a square-on position, so that midsection becomes a full frontal target. Nice left hand beneath the right elbow once again. Sneaky left hand was fired by Snow, but he is moving well, but he's just retreating from one position of confinement to the other now. Darren Snow, on occasion, is letting his hands go, but midpoint through this second round, he's back in his familiar posture of principally a fighter that's covering up. And that's presenting a stationary target for Jordan Dennis, and he's taking advantage.
Dennis doing very well to continue to use those power punches to the body. Most of the time he goes to the body, he really loads up, torques hard into those punches. He may be trying to get Snow to drop his hands because Snow has had a fairly disciplined guard throughout these now 6 minutes actually into the fight. So it's been an interesting affair at this point, but I think at this point, all Dennis continuing to rack up the points at will.
Snow made his professional debut 2 years ago in October of 2015. And he's been an incredibly busy campaigner since then, but that's a hard right hand sunk in just above the belt line. And Dennis, well, he's asserting himself increasingly as this round progresses. Uppercut through the middle forces Snow to hold on. His 17 defeats, 7 of them have come inside the distance. And the way that Dennis is applying increased pressure, looks as though he's trying to get this one ended via the short route as well. Piercing the guard very effectively, getting behind the gloves with arcing punches on the hook. Good round of boxing for Jordan Dennis.
Jordan Dennis continued to box. I think that was really well put there, Ronald. He used combinations, he continued to use movement. It was a more effective round for Snow as far as more or less catching some of the shots, at least in the last 60 seconds, 90 seconds, on the gloves. But he's still being outpointed, he's still being put on the back foot, and of course, as you saw there, with a beautiful right hand to the body, getting outworked in most positions. You've got to ask yourself at this point, how much gas is in the tank after vicious body shots like that?
Ten seconds. Seconds out, round 3.
Well, Jordan Dennis has done pretty much as he's pleased for the first 2 rounds of this contest, and he's made a fast start to begin round number 3. The 5 victories on Darren Snow's record. His first one came against the fighter with an identical 2-0 record, but now increasing the tempo is Jordan Dennis, whipping in a hard right hand to the left flank once again. And Snow, well, I was about to say, isn't offering much by way of resistance, but now nice use of the feet to turn the tables, get Dennis in the corner and try and unload with his own artillery. But again, he's back to the familiar position of his back to the ropes for Darren Snow.
Yeah, Snow did very well there to actually pivot out of the corner, but where he would not want to be is caught. But again, nice stuff. Pivots, fires on the exit back to space. Look for Jordan Dennis to start using not just those 2 and 3 punch combinations, but go to 4 and 5. He's really going to start to try to pour more volume and maybe hunt for that finish, as you alluded to in the second, Ronald.
So cutting off the ring nicely is Jordan Dennis, and good 2-shot combination to the body. And in these type of learning fights, good left work hand to the midsection once again. Crucial that Dennis maximizes the opportunities being presented with here. He's going through the gears, he's being made to work, and on occasion, oh, that's a sickening shot, and down goes Snow, forced to take a knee, and the withering body assault paying dividends. Snow has beaten the count, but we've only just passed the midpoint of the 3rd round. Now look at where Snow is keeping his arms, trying to protect that torso, but straight away, Dennis goes body hunting once again.
Outstanding work by Dennis there. We could see him trying to get his opponent to drop the hands. It was a solid check hook that did the damage. But how tough is Darren Snow?
Takes another big right hand around the corner. And again, just trying to keep Dennis honest by firing back with a shot. But increasingly, he's taking up that type of position. And the onus is going to be on Dennis to continue to close the gap and find a home for his punches. Nice footwork from Dennis to present a different angle in front of Snow.
The thing that's intriguing to me about Dennis' performance at this point is he's leading often with different strikes. He's finishing his combinations with different strikes. It's being unpredictable with that combination of pressure and volume.
10 seconds, Snow.
Well, it looks as though Snow is going to make it through to the conclusion of the 2nd round. But it's a round in which he was forced to the canvas.
So let's take a look at some of the action there. Here we see that really, really crazy left, that short left hook. And here another angle, digging beautifully into the liver. When one of those comes in like that, Ronald, there is only one option, and that is all the way down to the mat.
Well, to beat the count, we saw Jamie Cox lose his undefeated record at Wembley Arena last week, courtesy of a right hand to the body from George Groves. Snow managing to summon up his reserves of energy to beat the referee's 10 count.
Seconds out, fourth and last round.
So into the fourth and final round we go. Jordan Dennis has emerged for this final frame as a southpaw, shooting out a right jab from somewhere around his kneecap. Now, given the success that he enjoyed in the third round, what type of approach will he take here? Will he go for the finish? He knows that he's got a tough, durable guy in the ring with him because he got up from that wicked left hook to the body. Nice movement from the waist from Dennis to avoid that attempted shot from Snow. But really, Dennis has been in complete control from the opening bell through to this point.
The question can be asked, if you're in the corner of Jordan Dennis, do you just continue to ride out the scorecards because you're up, you've scored a knockdown, you've obviously thrown some real heavy leather on a guy in Darren Snow who has shown to be tough and resilient. Dropping those hands sometimes can make those punches more difficult to read right now. So Dennis is looking for the big shot again, but I think it's wise that he doesn't try to force it, Ronald.
Having success as again Snow retreats to the ropes, but difficult to land a knockout shot on a boxer that is continually going backwards. But of course, once your back touches the ropes, nowhere else to go, and that is where Dennis has made hay throughout the contest, forcing Snow back into confined positions and then looking to unload with heavy, accurate combinations. Look at how he's snaking those straight shots through the guard, shooting them up from his belt line and finding a hole in the defenses of Snow. Now Snow increasingly flat-footed here, was shaking out his leg a few moments ago, and one wonders whether he's just picked up any type of strain or injury. Half the round still to negotiate for the man from Yorkshire.
The switch hitting is so impressive there from Dennis. And what a blistering pace. To be able to hold that pace throughout the length of this contest, very impressive.
Well, a bit of showboating being brought into the work now from Jordan Dennis, just emphasizing the superiority that he's been demonstrating up in the boxing ring. And that's not just for the fans, that's just perhaps to play a little bit of a trick in Darren Snow's mind as well, as if to say, yeah, I'm in so much control that I can do this type of showboating. That's the message that Jordan Dennis is sending. Good right hand to the body once again. Nice defensive maneuvers from Dennis. Good to see that he's still alert. Put that right glove up to his temple, performing the salute, just to ward off the left hand that came in his direction. Hand speed once again in evidence from the man nicknamed The Menace. So that concludes this light heavyweight contest. 4 rounds completed. And just a little bit of housekeeping. Mark Bates is the referee, but this one will be scored by the referee of the previous bout, Lee Every. So he's the person who is scoring this particular contest. And when we hand up to MC Craig Stephen, well, it's academic really. It will be Dennis who has his hand raised, but here's the knockdown from round number 3.
To take a look back at some of that action, we just saw that beautiful body work. It was evidenced early in the fight. It continued to be a key factor for Dennis as he used those shots to really compromise the defense of Snow and force him into the later parts of this fight and dominate this contest. Should be a clean sweep here for Jordan Dennis.
Shutout victory with a 10-8 round in the third after sending him to the canvas. So let's head up now to MC Craig Stephen to get the official verdict at the conclusion of that light heavyweight contest.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our referee will bring together both boxers. As he does so, would you please show your appreciation for both our boxers in the ring? Our referee scores this contest 40 points to 34. The winner, he is still undefeated from Chatham, Kent, Jordan, the Menace, Darren. And
So
please,
the
ladies and
menace,
gentlemen, as
Jordan
he leaves
Dennis,
the ring, your
extends the
appreciation
start
for
of his
Darren
professional career to a
Snow.
perfect 3 fights undefeated. Darren